I'm an English painter, printmaker, pictorial artist, social critic, and an editorial cartoonist. Some may say that I've been credited with discovering and coming up with the Western sequential art. My work ranges from realistic portraits to the comic strips. Like the series of paintings Marriage a la Mode. This work is one of my most popular works. It tells the story of two young people ill-suited for each other, those of who are forced into a marriage that is destined to fail, serving only the variety and avarice of their parents. The union drives the couple to destroy each other's lives. In the first scene, called the marriage settlement, we see the crude commercial transaction which yokes a powerless middle-class girl and a vain beau together in marriage. Sitting under a grand canopy, the stout, gouty Lord Squatterfield points proudly to his family tree. His genealogy indicates that he is descent from William, Duke of Normandy. His family, entirely aristocratic, has flourished except for a single member who married out of class.
I'll call thee here today to celebrate the unity of the Squatterfields. See, by this family tree, we come from royalty. We are descendants of William, Duke of Normandy. That makes us aristocrats. See how we flourish?
Across from the Earl is the plainly dressed merchant, sits stiffly in his chair with his sword awkwardly sticking out between his legs. The chain on his vest suggests that he is an alderman. He scrutinizes the marriage between the two men, and stands a thin usher who accepts the Earl's newly acquired money for a mortgage. In the background, the couple sits together on a couch. The sconce has turned his back to the bride to admire herself in the mirror.
I am so attractive. Look at my hair, my eyes, my eyebrow. Get away from me. I am a good looking man.
He gazes narcissistically at himself in the glass, and he fails to notice that the conduct of the lawyer Silvertongue with his lady. Wearing a foolish look of self-approval, he takes stuff affectedly and balances himself on his tippy toes. Hunched next to him sits the unsophisticated bride, dressed much more plainly than he, resentful and discontent at the way she is being disposed of. She plays with her wedding ring beside Councillor Silvertongue, and learns solicitingly forward as she sharpens her pens. This girl, however, pays no attention to her. So, you're getting married?
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Yeah.
You sure it's not her?
No, it's me. I'm being married to my darling Viscount.
Ah, okay. In the second scene, titled The Tete a Tete, we find the husband and his wife have become completely alienated from each other. It's just 1:20 a.m. They sit apart after a night of independent entertainment. The husband slumps back on his chair, gazing dejectedly at the floor, unaware of his wife's presence. A dog pulls his mistress's cap from his pocket. Before him lies his sword, broken in a fight. His wife vainly attempts to win her husband's attention by her glance and outstretched foot. Her entertainment, much more innocent and middle class than her husband's aristocratic debauchery, has been to remain at home and entertain guests at cards. wholly unwilst lies at her feet.
Oh, hello, dear. How are you?
Good.
How was your night?
Good.
Was it fun?
It was good.
Who were you with?
Good. It was good.
Sir, your bills are late.
I cannot pay them right now.
The young nobleman has his father's problems with money. His despairing Methodist steward leaves with a sheaf of bills in one hand and a single one marked Redued June 4th, 1744 in the other. In a second room, every bit of disordered as the first, a sleepy, careless, dressed servant leans against a chair. The room is decorated with a row of mirrors and a picture, so obscene that it is covered and juxtaposed with portraits of St. Matthew, John, and Andrew. The candle stubs indicate the card party has been an all-night affair.
"13 is called the inspection, and here we find the young couple's depravity has increased and the idle. Pleasure-seeking lives are so unconnected that they are portrayed in separate plates. Plate the third shows the husband's attending to one of the consequences of his debauchery. He has come to a quack whose house is a gallery of grotesque objects, many of them images of death. Also, Squanderfield, half threateningly and half conjointly, complains about the efficiency of the doctor's pills. The bow-legged quack standing beside a memento mori defines himself. The pathetic, tearful child standing between the nobleman's legs seems to be a victim of his descendant appetite for girl children. His interests in normal sexual relationships have been exhausted. The relationship between the nobleman, his child mistress, and the commanding, fierce-eyed woman who opened the clasp knife is unclear. The wild-eyed woman may be his second mistress, promoted to violence by the disease acquired from the man or by jealousy of the younger girl. She may be the girl's mother or procurer, about to revenge her pollution of defend some aspects of a business reputation. These pills don't work.
They have to work.
I can assure you they don't.
I can assure you as well.
They don't work.
3.
Have you ever had a short-legged wife and a short-legged sailor with a short-legged wife? No, I never had my short-legged wife. Oh, and a short-legged sailor with a short-legged wife. Have you? Oh.
In the full scene titled The Toilette, the Countess, having cast off her middle-class awkwardness and inhibition, is now imitating the life of aristocracy. In contrast to her husband's bizarre passion for young girls, the Countess's middle-class origins reveal themselves in her interest in an ordinary love affair. Wearing jewelry on her hair and fingers and dressed in a low-cut gown, she sits at her leave with her back to her guests, oblivious to the music, attentive only to the address of the silver tongue. A child's rattle on her chairs relieves that she has a baby, which she has servants care for. Looking very much at home, Silver Tongue lolls on the couch beside her, leaning intimately toward her.
Oh, my Countess, don't you look simply stunning tonight?
Oh, I thank you. I thank you, Lord Silvertongue.
Have you done something to your hair? Or maybe you blushed your face?
Oh, no. Perhaps it's my, all these rings that I bought.
Anyway, how's the baby doing?
The baby. Oh, the baby, yeah. Oh, you'll have to ask the servant.
Oh, it would be no use. I'm just trying to get comfortable with you. Perhaps you would like to go someplace else?
Oh, anywhere, Silvertongue.
The rest of the group is around in strained, affected poses. The center of focus is a bloated Castro, overdressed in a gold lace, tastefully clawed with jewels. Next to the singer sits a man with his hair in papers, bored but formally attentive. Beside him, a fellow jester previously and screws his face up in the feigned appreciation. A man with a riding whip snores while his wife strains forward in the direction of Castro. A black servant laughs at the scene.
Have you ever in your knock-kneed life met a knock-kneed sailor with a knock-kneed wife? No, I never in my knock-kneed life met a knock-kneed sailor with a knock-kneed wife.
In my piece, The Banyo, the ship's feast scene, the young Earl has interrupted the trace. Hearing of the lawyer's and countess' assignation, the young Earl has challenged the counselor to a duel, and died in the defense of a virtue which he never honored nor valued in a woman he did not love. For a masquerade, the couple have gone to their Turk's head banyo, which is a paper with a Turk head, and the word banyo lies between the woman's underwear. Undressing hastily, they have gone to bed, but have been surprised before the end of the night. In an ensuing fight, the Earl is killed, and as the horrified landlord and watch enter, the lawyer flees in his shirt, abandoning his mistress to the police and her dying spouse. She kneels in tears to beg his forgiveness. The eerie lightning from the fire, the shadow from the tongues and the swords, the scattered undergarments and the grinning masks, gives a grotesque atmosphere to the scene. The tapestry on the main wall depicts in caricatured manner the judgment of Solomon. The portrait of the prostitute with a squirrel in her hand is satiricized by the appearance of the soldier's leg beneath it. Above the door, St. Luke, patron of artists, seems to record the scene in amazement.
Oh, darling.
Yes.
Oh.
I challenge thee to
Oh,
a
no.
duel.
No, stop it. Oh, no, this is terrible. Oh, no. No, I beg for forgiveness. No.
Ma'am, you're gonna have to come with us.
Sorry, my brother thought you could do better. Rubbish. In the sixth and final scene, the lady's death, the Countess returns to her father's house, is driven to suicide by the tragic consequences of the foolish and ill-fated venture perpetrated on her. Plainly dressed, she dies on a chair as the physicians scurry away. On the floor lies a bottle of laudanum. Next to it is the precipitating cause of her suicide. Councillor Silvertongue's last dying speech, as her impassive, mercenary father removes the ring from her finger. A withered old nurse holds her daughter for a dying kiss. The crippled girl has inherited both her father's venereal disease and his beauty spot. Since the young Earl has no male child, his family line has ended. The apothecary, whom has a stomach pump and a jewel bottle in his pocket, points to the empty laudanum bottle and berates the servant who looks at it uncomprehendingly. The fellow who wears his master's ill-fitting coat buttoned askew is an idiot and hired cheap by the alderman. The house reflects the alderman's misery lifestyle, which has supported the costly and tragic manipulations of his daughter's life. A dark apartment with bare floors and cobweb windows with broken panes are located near the London Bridge, which at the time has houses built across it.
Well, it looks like this was the cause of death.
Oh, dear. How are you? How was your night?
Good.
Where did you go? Was it fun?
Good.
Um,
The third
third painting is titled The Inspection. Here we see that the couple's depravity has increased, and you're holding it upside down. In the glass case behind the young nobleman, a human skeleton makes sexual advances to a preferred cadaver. I don't know that word. How about you guys? Do you guys know the word cadaver? Because I don't know, C-A-D-E-V-E-R? Because Mrs. Herkler went to Columbia, and I bet you she doesn't know that name. I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna retake.
Oh, I forgot to say go.
Sorry, I'm back. I had to chase the Mexicans off my phone.
Wait, I didn't like that.
This is horrible.
What's so funny?
Die! Just die! Just die! Die! Learn how to laugh! She sucks at
Ryan, sit down. Take a seat for a little bit.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
You don't need to just take a glass of water. Well, looks like this was the cause of death.